That is from Brigadier General Kunde Togun. Brigadier General Kunde Togun. He's a retired Nigerian army officer, as you know. The man was the head of Amatokun in Oyo State. The man is spitting out fire. Now, I want us to analyze. We have a lot of things to discuss today, okay? I want us to analyze what this man said. Number one, he said 6 years ago. I'm trying to analyze what this man said because it's not everybody that will listen to someone and understand what the man is saying. He said 6 years ago, the Fulanis met in Kanu. I am quoting Brigadier General Kunde Togun now. The Fulanis met in Kanu and they said that the whole Fulanis in Sub-Saharan Africa, West Africa should come down and march down to Nigeria. That Allah has given them Nigeria as their inheritance. Let me repeat that, okay? They met in Kanu 6 years ago, according to Brigadier General Kunde Togun. And they said that all Fulanis in Africa should come down to Nigeria, that Allah has given them Nigeria as their inheritance. Allah has given them your own land, your ancestral homes, as their inheritance. Now, the second thing this man said is that when these people were coming, the federal government, they carried out two things. You remember that time Buhari said free visa for everybody, let them come into the country, let everybody comes. You understand? Now, the two things that they do after the visa free, Buhari ordered that both Amatokun, every vigilante officer, that everybody should submit their gun to police. Are you not aware of what happened that time? It's everybody should submit their gun to the police. And they did. Now, after they have submitted their weapons to the police, the federal government now starts importing them. I am quoting Brigadier General Kunde Togun, an honest Yoruba man, the former head of Amatokun in Oyo State, okay? Now, the federal government started importing them into the country. Now, after importing them, what happened? These people started operating in the north. Later, they came to Yoruba land. Later, to the east. Later, to the south, and so on and so forth. But I have a big problem. The Yorubas are more honest than the Igbo leaders. The Yoruba leaders are honest. If any Yoruba leader comes out to talk about the issue of insecurity in the southwest, they hit the nail at the head. They call the criminal, they call the invader, the invaders. But the southeast is that a governor will come out, like Soludo will tell you that the whole problem in the southeast are Biafra agitators. He will say that. And him saying that, did he stop the insecurity? The kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu, did they stop the insecurity? The whole thing they have done against the whole Biafra agitators, tell me, how does it stop the insecurity challenges in the southeast? Because these people fail to know the truth. The Yoruba elders are more honest than the Igbo elders and politicians. They are more honest. They know their problem now. Even though these people, they embraced all these Fulanis before like their brothers. But when they came to realize and understand the mission of these people, they call them whom they are. You are terrorists, you are invaders. And look at them, we come out boldly. Tell me how many Igbo politicians, elders that can come out to make such statement as bold as this man. Tell me. The other day, Mr. Fapohunda was on Rise News. He was saying that no, that Nigeria is poisonous to the Yoruba nation. If it was Igbo man that said that, his governor will be the one to condemn him. Who has done this to these people? That we can't say the truth. We are afraid to die, and the death we are afraid is happening to us every day. People are dying every day for nothing. People are dying every day. Stay with me. I am coming to what happened in the southeast, okay? Just stay with me. Now, the issue here is that now these people has already come. These people has arrived. These people are already in your backyard. They are already in your homes. They are already in your churches. They are already in your bushes. They are already in your farmland. They are already in your market. What else are you going to do? You know, they say that prevention is better than cure, right? Prevention is better than cure. Now, We were unable to prevent it. People like Nnamdi Kanu say something, they warn us, they do all sort of things, they call him criminal. Even today, if I still come out to tell you this is what will happen, some people will still say, leave that guy, he don't know what he's saying. But you people are dying like chickens. Your people are dying like chickens. Your people are dying like chickens. What else do you want to understand that this is not a nation? Any country that can protect her citizens is not a nation. It might be a country, it's not a nation. It is not a nation. Now, let us come to understand what happened in what is it called? Ebonyi State. It is very dangerous what happened in Ebonyi State. I'm not going to make reference to everything. There is nothing you don't know about what happened in Ebonyi State. If you need the videos of the dead people there, chat, just write me hi on WhatsApp. I'll send it to you. It's not what I can show you here, so that YouTube will not block my account. Let me tell you now, this evening, they sent me the videos and the pictures of people who are close to where the thing happened in Ebonyi. In Enugu State now, Enugu villages now that are close there, they are leaving their homes. This is 2025. Igbos are leaving their homes. What happened during Nigeria and Biafra war is happening again. Igbos are being killed in their home. Igbos are being chased out of their home. I thought they said the Southeast is like a dot. That was what Buhari said. Buhari said Southeast is like a dot. A dot. Okay? That's, they don't have land, they don't have population. It's like a dot. So why can't you stay in your own land that is not a dot and rear your cattle and do everything you want to do? Now, this is the problem. The governor of Ebonyi State, Francis Nwifuru, Francis this evening made a statement. I have been waiting for the statement of the governor because I know that the governor is going to fuck up. Okay? Francis Nwifuru said, Ebonyi State people should not revenge. You know what that means? Do not arm yourself. When the self-defense becomes a crime, when I tell you people that in this world there is no law, that where no bandits are, there is no law. Interest, only interest exists. The deputy governor of Ebonyi State, that woman, on Saturday morning, she took the military, she took the policemen. Now they went to that community. That community already received threats from the Fulanis that they are coming to raise down their community. They have already received the threats. Then what do? These people, I was told that these people started preparing and arming themselves. That if this Fulani comes, we will march to them, we will march with them, violence to violence. We will prepare for them. But what happened? When this deputy governor of Ebonyi State, you people should listen, deputy governor of Ebonyi State came with the military and police and told the whole community, everybody should calm down. No more war. We have resolved the whole issue. Don't run away from your homes. Stay in your homes. Everything is okay. They left. They told me that 1 hour 40 minutes, the military, the police, and the deputy governor left. What they saw was the inflows of the Fulani herdsmen with AK-47, with bombs, with all kinds of ammunition. They started burning the houses, shooting people, killing people. It lasted from 9:30 a.m. down to 4 o'clock. They were there 6 hours, 30 minutes. The people that left 1 hour ago could not come. Then after about the 6 hours, they said the Fulani herdsmen have finished raising down the whole community. They left. When they left, the police, the soldiers, they came. They told them, sorry, we heard what happened. We are sorry for the loss. Now they started looking for dead bodies to carry. Now, I was watching the video where they were carrying dead bodies. The police was there watching the dead bodies. The police, they were there watching the dead bodies. They did not go after the Fulanis that came to kill the people in the ancestral land. They did not go after the Fulanis that came to kill people in the ancestral land, but they were guiding dead bodies. They were guiding dead bodies. So they did not go after the people who came to kill them. I was watching what was happening. It was like, wait, is Igbo land? Is this Nigeria? Is this thing happening today? I was watching all those pictures, videos of, look at, in today's world, this is the way the Fulanis are turning Igbo land to. And the deputy governor came to tell them not to leave their homes. And they refused to leave their homes. This is what they meant. And up to today, an arrest has never been made. No arrest against people who carried out this act. No arrest. I mean no arrest. The governor told them, only thing the governor said is, do not retaliate. Do not retaliate on someone who came into your ancestral land, came into your ancestral land to kill you. They ask you not to retaliate. This is unacceptable. I used to see this thing in Borno State, in Zambia, in Southern Kaduna, in Plateau State, in Benue. I have never seen something like this in Igbo land. The total number of houses raised down was about 32. The report coming this evening. About 32 houses. Tell me, how many houses do we have in the community that these people were able to raise down 32 houses? 32 houses. And the death toll is rising, rising, and rising. And you think that everything is in order? We are in a very, very dangerous time, perilous time. And if care is not taken, if this thing continues like this, the people will have no choice. The people will have no choice. Self-defense is a right. It's a fundamental right of everybody. Everyone in Nigeria right now is on a death row. You don't even know what will happen in the next hour. You don't know what will happen in the next minutes. And that is why Yoruba elders and politicians are rising to the occasion, telling their people, this is what is going on. But the Igbo politicians and elders are betraying their people. They are betraying their people. They are doing all sorts of evil against their people. They are lying against their people in the presence of international communities, telling them that their people are the one doing all sorts of things. The other day, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi said that they should arm Igbo boys to kill Igbo boys. They should arm them to kill ipob. They should arm Igbo boys to kill the Biafra agitators. And I was asking, before Sheikh Ahmed Gumi will come out to say that they should arm Igbo boys to kill the Biafra agitators, meaning they had a meeting with Igbo politicians where they were asking, what do we do to stop these people? That is not enough. Now, I am going to tell you a very clear story and strategy by which the Fulanis are eliminating so many people in Igbo land. Now, listen to me. You can go and check the last video I uploaded on this platform after this live stream. In that video, I showed you a video of 3 Fulani terrorists that were arrested. 3 of them, they handcuffed 3 of them. Now, what was their crime? These people were selling cows. And they used to tell people, come and buy our cows, come and see our cows. And when these people come where their cow is, they will open fire on them and buy them and kill them. So these people now went again. They went to check their cow. When they got there, they opened fire on them. And these people, thank God, some people fortified themselves. They called back up. They called back up and some of them ran away. They were able to apprehend 3 of them. Now, the question I'm asking is, how many times have these people killed? How many times have they killed? How many times have they used a strategy to kill? That you went to buy cow, you want to buy cattle, and you arrived there, you did not come back. And tomorrow they will say it is Biafra agitators that are killing their people. This is the narrative that they are pardoning. Everybody, let me tell you, you can kill the prophets, but you cannot stop the message. If they lie, they can continue to kill everyone that comes to tell them the truth. But the truth is that people will continue to die. The insecurity will continue to exist like this. The reason why it will continue to exist is because the Igbos, the politicians and their elders, they don't know what they are doing. Some people know the truth, but they are afraid to speak the truth because their allegiance are to the people who are sponsoring the terrorists. I said that, quote me anywhere. They pay allegiance to people who are sponsoring insecurity. Tell me, how can these people have the guts to stand against them? Like what the Yoruba elders are doing. Like what the Yoruba elders are doing. Time without number, I told you people that the only solution to all this issue we are seeing is that let people come together and separate Nigeria. Because you are just seeing the head of Amatokun, Brigadier General Togun. Togo is saying that 6 years ago that the Fulanis met in Kanu. This one is not all about the meeting they had in centuries ago or tens of years ago where Usman Danfodio told them to conquer. This is 6 years ago, saying that Allah has given Nigeria to them, that they should call all their brothers from Sahel State and West Africa. They should come with arms, that is the only language Nigeria understands. Your politicians are aware of this. Your governor, they are aware of this. People who you call your leaders are aware of this. But unfortunately, very unfortunate, very unfortunate, they don't have the guts to speak. I ask question upon question. These people that call themselves leaders, how dumb can they be? Right from time, with any video that they don't want to see on the internet, we try all our possible best to make sure we bring such video to the internet, just for the benefit of people who are still doubting us. Do you remember now? Let me tell you, anybody I thought they have arrested that is associated to bandits, I have never seen where they are trying them. They have never tried them. I have never seen, I need a proof. I have never seen where they are trying anybody that is associated to terrorism, bandits, all these people they imported. They don't try them in Nigeria court. Now, there was a time the Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State made this statement.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara State. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara State. We arrested a district head. We also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex. So in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people are involved in this banditry. More alarming and more disturbing.
Now, the question I want to ask is, this commissioner of police that came to tell us that they arrested the one of the House of Assembly member who is a bandit, sponsoring bandit, they arrested the local government chairman, they arrested youth leaders. Where do they try them? Where are they today? Where do they try them? And where are they today? It's a simple question, an honest question. I just want to ask, okay, where are they today? They don't try them. Now, they said the deputy governor of Ebonyi State, these villagers, is what they told us, that the deputy governor of Ebonyi State called police for Ebonyi people that killed the cow. They are still one cow of this Fulani herdsmen because they destroyed their farmland, they destroyed everything they labored in 1 year. Now the deputy governor called police to arrest them. Now they said up till today as I speak to you, the deputy governor has never stepped their leg in where they killed so many people. We are our own problem. We are our own problem. The issue of all this banditry, blah, 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 insecurity, terrorism, all this thing is tied to one agenda. That is what Brigadier General is saying, that they met 6 years ago in Kanu. And they said that Nigeria is like, Nigeria is a gift that Allah has given to them. Now, I want to challenge the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff. If the Chief of Defense Staff said he don't know, or if he says that he don't know what is going on, he don't have all this information about the importation of banditry because he went to Qatar to tell the whole world that people who are terrorizing Nigeria, that are being sponsored from international community, CDS, did he tell them, he did not tell the people of Qatar that politicians in Nigeria imported all these terrorists. CDS did not tell them. I want to challenge the Inspector General of Police. Let him come out to tell us that he don't know who from Boko Haram. Let him come out to tell us that he don't know who from Boko Haram. I challenge the head of DSS. Let them come out to tell us that they don't know who is sponsoring the what is it called, Fulani herdsmen. Let them come out to tell us we don't know. That is what we want to hear. Let them come out to say it. And we will float everything on the internet and let people see. Let them come out to tell us we don't know who is sponsoring bandits. We don't know who from Boko Haram. We don't know who imported terrorists into Nigeria. I challenge every security operative, all their department, all their heads to come out to tell us that they don't know. Let them tell us that they don't know what police commissioner in Zamfara said, that politicians they arrested, that they are part of banditry. Let them come out to tell us that they don't know what the governor of Zamfara said, that Tinubu's minister is supporting the bandits. Let them come out to tell us that they don't know. Let them come out to tell us they don't know what T.Y. Danjuma said, that the military and police are colluding with the armed bandits to wipe away the people. In Ebonyi State, the military collected the whole phones of people who are mourning their loved ones. After killing the rest of people, they collected the whole phone of the people who are alive. They asked them not to make any video. They asked them not to make any video. And these people, what they did was to submit their phones to the military. Then after the whole thing, military took the dead body. The military returned back and handed their phone over to them. I am saying this because the period of time has come. The period of time has come and everything you are afraid of is already before you. Those people who said they don't need war again, no, they don't need civil war again, no. What is more than civil war? Someone destroyed, within 6 hours, they destroyed 30 houses during Nigerian Biafra war. Nigerian military, they were unable to destroy 30 houses in 6 hours. They were unable. The war lasted for 3 years, almost 3 years. How many houses do they destroy? That in 6 hours, people destroy 30 houses. And you say we are afraid though, we don't want war like Biafra. Well, your people are already dying like chickens. It is time for us to remove fear and call the spade a spade. And that is why I'm telling you, the Yoruba land will be able to solve the insecurity challenges in Yoruba land because they are not afraid to call the spade a spade. They are not afraid to take the bull by the horn. Look at their politicians. Look at the stance of the whole retired military general. Look at the stance of the Amotokun heads. Look at the stance of their politician now. They are just facing what is facing them. But Igbo politicians, they are here and they are trying to be politically correct. Look at someone like Soludo will come out. We only say the problem we are having are the criminal elements who are saying they are agitating for Biafra. That is just what they are saying. Now, the 3 people they arrested who are calling Igbos inside the bush, killing them in the bush, who are they? Who are they? It is time for us to think. The evil that men do will always come ahead of them. Anything you do because of political position, anything you do because you have an office, because let me tell you, it is going to come back against you because you are doing it against your people. Someone cannot be greater than the land that he or she was born. You cannot be greater than your land. All these politicians who are monitoring, supervising, and supporting the killings against their people, the day of reckoning is coming fast. Because the people cannot continue to die and fold their hands. I was watching one of the brother of the slain man. He was watching his brother like, he's like someone who is running mad already. Can you stop that man not to carry a weapon and face anybody he want to face tomorrow? Someone that the army, the police, and deputy governor came to tell them that we have resolved the case. Don't prepare for war, everywhere is cool. And after 1 hour, Fulani came and destroyed their houses, killed them, do everything. Enough is enough, okay? Enough is enough. If your politician tells you that I will change Nigeria, I will be this, I will be president. Tell the person you don't know what he's saying. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have not seen anybody who is coming out that want to lead, that is facing the problem. Nobody, they're afraid to talk. They want to be puppets. They want to be pushed. They want to be controlled. This is what we know. They said we should not talk. They said we don't know what we are talking about. But we tell them we have evidence of what we are talking about. This is 2025. Nigerian military asked them not to video what is happening, not to video their houses that are burning, not to video people who are dying. Nigerian military took their phone. They want to seize the evidence. They don't want the international community to see it. Unfortunately, the international community already got the report. They knew what happened even before the other people, even before the state governor got the file. The international community, they got it. What are we doing again? What are we doing on the internet again? We must tell the world what is going on. We must tell the world the truth. This is not happening in Igbo land alone. I told you. It's happening in Yoruba land, but they are trying their possible best to contain it there. But Igbos don't still know their problem. They are fighting the Biafra agitators. When it comes to where Nigeria calls South, okay? When it comes to the South, we are already under siege. Every now and then, fight, killing, everywhere. And some people are still talking about 2027. Shame unto you. I don't know the adjective I will use to qualify the state of your brain. You are still talking about the future of Nigeria. You are still talking about this, talking about that. Do you have future? You don't have future. The people that died on Sunday that they came to kill, those people, they were preparing for their future. Some of them were preparing to travel to Canada. Some of them were wearing the not choosing, what is it called? All those reflecting gown that the not choosing used to wear, and I am choosing. They wore it. They were going to church. So everybody were thinking future, but they call them short. Be careful. Be careful with your politicians. I am not inciting you with your politicians, but I'm telling you that the politicians that you have are the reason why they are killing you. Because they never said anything about this. They are afraid to talk. They are afraid to come against it. The people have the ability to contain everything that is going on. The people have the ability to contain what is going on. If they allow the people to carry arm, everything that is happening will end. Is it not AK-47 to AK-47, bomb to bomb? That is just it. Or would they allow you to do that? No. I just told you that the dead bodies were lying on the ground and the police were guiding the dead body. They refused to chase people who came to kill them. They refused to chase the body. If you are part of the people I've sent the videos to, watch the video well. The policemen are there covering their face and nose. They are back watching people there, watching the dead bodies. But they refuse to go after the bandits who came to kill them. They refuse to go after the terrorists who came to kill them. Nigeria can never work again. A country that kills our people cannot work. The government has failed. And this government of APC are the one who make sure that all this insecurity are moving. All this insecurity are spreading. They may call them Nakurawa, bandits or terrorists, Boko Haram, SWAP. They are one with one mission. Nakurawa came. They said, our mission is to send the message of Allah. Everyone who do not believe it, us will kill them. Boko Haram came. They said, Western education is sane. That Islamic education is only the right way. That is what they want. ISWAP came, the same thing. Nakurawa went to the extent of giving everybody 1 million. Just agree with our message. We give you 1 million.